Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well day or night whenever you tune in. But I wanted to go ahead and start with the sound bell first this time, and then we'll go into a little bit of some stuff about the cards before we get into it, all right? But your cards have been already pulled here, Leo, and it looks like a really nice reading, so I'm excited to get into it here for you, all right? So I generally like to do a little sound bell for some grounding and healing for myself and for you guys, so just do be aware that it gets a little loud, okay, if you're sensitive to that. And if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, or you can just listen as well. All right, here we go, Leo. Okay, guys. Hopefully that wasn't too bad for you. All right, so I'm just going to put this over here for a moment. And again, I hope everyone is doing well. So this is going to be a general reading for fire sign Leo the Lion, right? So general means it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, and money, etc. Okay, so always take it how it may resonate for you. And if it doesn't resonate and you don't know your other placements, for instance, as an example, your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign, I would do a quick Google search, even if you don't have your exact birth time, and get a free birth chart online and find out what your other placements are, because depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more with your moon sign or your sun sign or your rising sign, or you resonate with all of them, right? It just kind of depends, all right? Since it is a general reading and it's for more than one person, okay? What else? I do take one photo too of all the cards at the end, in case you want to see it later up close in more detail. So if that's something that interests you, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there to see the photo. And what else was I going to say? Yes, so also time is fluid and relative, right? So in the title it says timeless. So what that means is for some people it may resonate in the original time frame of January 17th through February 17th. For other people, it may resonate some in the past or some in the future beyond that. All right. So as an example, it could resonate, a couple months in the past, a couple months in the future, a couple weeks, right, in the past or in the future, even a couple of years. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, yes. I wanted to say too, I'm like, wait, I remember now. If you guys watched me yesterday, Nefertiti showed up in my reading for Cancer, and it was so funny, but it's much earlier today, so hopefully she won't be making any more debuts for a little while. It was cute, but it was very distracting, so at least for me anyway. No, that wasn't what I was going to say, though. What was I going to say? Oh, yes, if you want to know more detailed notes about the astrology during this time period, I do have a separate video here on my channel. You can find it. But as we go through your reading here, if there's any particular notes that, resonate with the astrology, I do have my notes here so I can pull it, but it's too long to talk about it in these longer set of readings, okay? And I also wanted to say, if this reading isn't about you as we get into it, it could be about the person that you're dealing with or multiple people you're dealing with or your general environment situation. And also, too, this is what I was going to originally say when I mentioned my cat Nefertiti, because I usually say it at the end, but sometimes people don't make it all the way to the end or whatever. I'm just trying to remember to say it all the time, right? Even though the people who've been here before might think it's annoying, but I kind of just have to do it, right? For the new people, perhaps. So what I was going to say is if you want to subscribe after you watch this video and you like it, it is free. All you have to do is click on the bell icon on the bottom right there and just make sure it's blue and it's active, and you'll get notified when I put out new videos. All right, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into your cards here, Leo. Like I mentioned before, it is a pretty good reading. But let's talk about the center. This is where I always kind of start off. And then we talk about your tarot confirmation cards that I use with another deck. And then at the end, we have some oracle cards too. And let's also talk about, you have some Scorpio showing up in your reading. And you also have Virgo, okay? So that is a particular note as far as the major arcanas. So you could be dealing with a Virgo, or a Scorpio, or you have a lot of placements predominantly of Virgo and Scorpio in your chart, or the other person does, or multiple people, general environment situation, or it has nothing to do with that at all, but I wanted to mention it. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and call out your cards here and then kind of go in order. So, Leo, you have the Eight of Sacred Circles in the right side up position, also known as Eight of Pentacles right side up. Then you have the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Sacred Circles right side up. You have the Ten of Swords in the reverse position. You have the Queen of Cups in the right side up position. You have the Four of Staves, Four of Wands in the reverse position. You have the Six of Sacred Circles, Six of Pentacles right side up. You have the Six of Staves or Six of Wands right side up. You have the Nine of Staves or Nine of Wands in reverse. And then you have the Death card here in the right side up position. So yeah, lots of wands here as far as your major arcana. Let me count. We've got 1, 2, 3. Is that it? Oh, I thought there was more. Okay, so 3 wands. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pentacles. We got 2 swords, 2 major arcanas, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so yeah, looks like instead of wands being the predominant one, it's pentacles here for you, Leo. So what does that mean? It could be an underlying theme here in your reading having to do with pentacles is like coins, so money, but also and wealth, right? But also not just money and wealth, it represents all forms of abundance. So abundance is whatever you want to manifest in your life. How are you being valued? Are you being valued enough? Is the other person, is everybody? Okay, so that's something to think about a little bit with this reading here. 1, 2, 3. I'm just counting something. Wait. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's right, because it's 3 cups and 2 swords and a bunch of pentacles. So that seems like it is the predominant one. I just wanted to double check. All right, so let's go ahead and get into your reading here, okay, Leo? So we start off with the 8 of Sacred Circles, also known as the 8 of Pentacles in the right side up position. And also, let's go back to a minute. I did want to say what the rows here kind of mean, just generally here. Just make sure I have a little music on for the dogs. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it in the camera here, but oh, there my yoni ball, my yoni stone ball is rolling. Okay, so this first row here is energy starting around January 17th. It can be a little bit before, a little bit after, it's not exact. Then the second row here from here to here, we're not counting the confirmation cards yet. That is from February 1st to February 9th, okay, as an example. And then this last row here, if you can see, is from February 9th to February 17th or so. All right, so just keep that in mind too. And I'll try to mention it as we go through the reading, okay? But yeah, when we start with your reading here, it could be energy from the recent past, kind of still lingering around. And what is the recent past for you? It could be a couple of days ago, hours, minutes, weeks, months, years, etc. Okay, but we have the Eight of Sacred Circles, Eight of Pentacles here, right? So this is all about being very productive with something, putting in long hours into a project, into a relationship, into a work situation, friends or family, whatever it may be. Okay, but it's also about learning a new skill or a craft. Okay, and you see this Native American woman, and she's learning how to make drums, and she's making some that we see in the background, or she already made some that we see in the background here. Okay, but it is a very abundant energy, right? It's Eight of Pentacles or Eight of Sacred Circles. It's not two or three, right? So it's also about abundance and forward momentum and stacking abundance and wealth and all those good things. Okay, so this is a really nice card to start off your reading here with, Leo. And then it kind of goes in a nice little order here too with your second card, because you go from Eight of Sacred Circles to Nine of Sacred Circles, 8 and 9, right, in order. Okay, if we're talking about it just as far as numbers. Okay, and this is a really nice energy too. Okay, so this speaks of abundance, right? It speaks of some of you guys could be on the precipice of a new beginning and an ending, about to level up in some way. It's not 10 yet, right? 10 being a completion number, but it is 9, so it's close. All right, but it really mainly talks about your skill, your determination, and your focus with the falcon at the top of the card here. Okay, and we see this older kind of grandmother-like figure, Native American woman burning some sage or something here. And so she has a lot of wisdom to share, but she also worked really hard to get to that position, even if it's just being old, right? She was healthy in some way to make it to get to that age, right? But she has a lot of support system around her. She has people that are willing to help her, okay? And so again, this is like this really nice, abundant energy that we're picking up here for you, Leo. Talking about a little bit of the past, since today's the 1st, right? Yeah, I think today the 1st? Today the 1st? Yeah, today's the make sure. So this is that week, remember, from January 17th through January 31st, right? Okay, so again, not exact. Now, going forward, though, into your third card, you have another beautiful energy here of the Ten of Swords in the reverse position. That's how you want to see that card. It means that you here, Leo, or the person you're dealing with, multiple people, general environment situation, have really begun to let go of some anxiety, worry, overthinking, excuse me, lower vibrational frequencies, right? Or even exhaustion, burnout energy. You're letting that go, or another person is, okay? But this is how you want to see this card. And so the more that you start to let that go, or they do, there is more mental clarity and there's more energy, okay? So really nice to see that here. Now, going forward, if you've seen me before, I did put the cards, what is on the top and the bottom of each deck, kind of right here in the center a little bit with the card that we're going to talk about, because lately I've been forgetting and getting excited. So that's why, in case you look at the photo, or in case you can kind of see why is this in the center here, that's just kind of why, as a side note, okay? But so going forward, we go from the Ten of Swords in reverse, your third card, to your fourth card here, the Queen of Cups in the right side up position. So it's like, okay, getting into this energy in this second row, kind of where we are now, perhaps from February 1st through February 9th, of I've let go of some anxiety, worry, overthinking, I've gotten more mental clarity over something, and then here I am again being more supported. I'm figuring out what makes me emotionally happy, content, right? The cups in the tarot represent our emotions, emotional priorities, emotional boundaries, okay? But she is a young queen here. I think it's supposed to be Guinevere in this card. But she's also, a very poetic figure. And so it could have something to do with poetry here, or emotions, or writing, and also like going out of the because she's a young queen, right? She's going out of like the traditional what society has told us as far as her emotions, and we kind of see that with the stained glass window in the background here with the cup. Okay, so maybe she's like, I want to redefine what people have told me what my emotions are, what they're supposed to be. No, I'm going to make them mine and make it new and all of that stuff. Okay, but either way, regardless of how you resonate with it, it is a very abundant card as well, and for momentum. And it has this dreamy kind of quality to it as well, with that poetry kind of writing, metaphor there as well. It may resonate that part with some, but not everybody. But I wanted to mention it. Okay. Now going forward into your fourth card here, right? No, that was fourth. Your fifth card. Sorry. We have the Four of Staves in the reverse position. And so this is just a little bit of a blockage. You really only have two blockages here throughout your whole reading. Sometimes there's one, sometimes there's two, sometimes there are three, four, right? So, one or two is not so bad. It's kind of normal, okay? So it's not to get too worried about. And just a little foreshadowing, your following card after it is really positive and upright moving forward. So this could just be, again, a little bit of stagnant energy or blockage here, okay? So we have the Four of Staves in the reverse position as your fifth card. This could be about a union that is lacking some type of vulnerability or relaxed energy to it, okay? Or a communication. But when I say a union that's lacking vulnerability or relaxed energy to it, it could be a romantic union, it could be a platonic union, it could with friends or family, or it could be a union, a business partnership, or a union of different parts of yourself if you're working on self-love as an example, right? But it is in the reverse position here, okay? And when it's normally right side up, you see these two Egyptian people at the bottom, and they're talking, and it's some kind of party atmosphere. There's wine and cheese and grapes on the table in the foreground, and they're kind of sitting in the background having some kind of relaxed conversation, but it's in reverse, right? So this is actually Spirit guys wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of the other deck here in relation to that card and maybe why it's coming out. So when we talk about what's in the top and the bottom, this is energy from the way, way back past. So not the recent past, but further back. So again, it will be different for everybody. It could be a couple days ago. Could be, not days. Well, I guess it depends, right? It could be a couple of weeks ago, months, years, etc. What we have here is, the 10 of Cups in the right side up position on the top. And then we have the Knight of Cups in the reverse position on the bottom of the deck. Okay, and so it's really interesting because it's like on one hand, in the way back past, there was a lot of emotional contentment, fulfillment, okay, of saying, I have all that I need emotionally. I have all the cups, right? And you see this kind of like happy family waving around. There's usually some kind of rainbow or whatever going on in the card. So it's a very kind of happy energy card. And then over here on the bottom, you have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So, the Knight could be a communication that maybe didn't go through or wasn't well received or was just put on hold. But it's like possibly, and let's put it together with the Four of Staves and kind of why we're talking about it, right? Sorry, I forgot to do that. But, with the Knight of Cups in reverse, it's like somebody's emotions could have got to the best of them as far as this communication that was put on hold, wasn't well received or didn't go through at all. But also, when we talk about communication, it could be that in the recent past, someone gave a communication to you, or in the recent past, you gave a communication to someone else or multiple people, or it's a communication from the universe, from your spirit guides, your guardian angels, what have you, or just signs, intuition like that, that maybe somebody didn't understand fully or not at all, right, because of the emotions here. And we know that because if the card was right side up, you see this dude here, and he's standing with the ocean in the background, right? So that would be the water here, okay? So it looks like in the way back past, this communication, they didn't come through, or wasn't well received, or was put on hold because of somebody's emotions here. Of course, it's going to affect the more future current energies of wanting to get vulnerable within a union or a communication. Again, whether it's romantic or platonic with friends or family, or work partnership, or different parts of ourselves coming together with self-love, okay? But it could be why this celebration kind of energy, or this more relaxed energy, party-like atmosphere within a union is in the reverse position, okay? All right, so yep, come here. Wait, stop. It's probably a package, okay? Thank you. Have a good one. Where are you guys? Huh? Oh gosh, sorry guys. It was just an Amazon package, and hopefully they will calm down now. I don't know why they ring the bell sometimes. I'm like, just leave it. But yes, so we just finished talking about the Four of Staves in reverse, and we did the cards that go with it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put these back up here now since I talked about them, and then just bring everything down a little bit and over. Okay, so now we're talking about your sixth card here, Leo, the Six of Sacred Circles, or Six of Pentacles in the right side up position. So here, right when we just talked about that little bit of blockage or challenge energy with the Four of Staves, Four of Wands in reverse, here we have the Six of Sacred Circles in the right side up position, or Six of Pentacles right side up. So this is an energy of starting to build abundance again and forward momentum, right? And it's also about giving back to others, okay? Some type of charity. So, it's six pentacles, not 10, but it's not two pentacles either. So when we talk about charity and giving back, it doesn't have to necessarily be about money, right? If you can't do that, if you can do that, great, right? Pick a charity cause. There's lots of them out there, but it's also about just giving back your energy and your time in other ways, right? Since time since money equals time, right? So if you can't give back money, then give it back your time and your energy by helping someone with learning a skill or a craft that you already know, okay? Or helping as an example, an elderly person with something, okay? But it's like a pay it forward kind of energy, okay? But it's about balance, right? So when we think of six, so 3 and 3 on each side, so it does have a little bit of that balanced energy as well here. All right. Okay, so moving forward here, Leo, we're talking about now your seventh card, and we are about to talk about that week from February 9th through February 17th, okay? So the last thing I want to say too, real quickly before we get into that, is since we ended here with the Six of Sacred Circles or Six of Pentacles that we just talked about, that could be energy that is more towards the middle or end of this first week that we're in now of February, right? So it could be you getting more into that generosity, grateful energy, and giving back energy, maybe towards the middle of this week or even this weekend, and trickling over into the second week of February, perhaps as well. All right, so moving forward though, well, here we have another beautiful card and another six, right? I was talking about balance and numerology. You can look up the numerology meaning of six if you want to, okay, or the spiritual meaning of the number six. But here we have the Six of Staves, also known as the Six of Wands, in the right side up position. So this is about a supportive energy. It's about forward momentum, definitely. Hermes, come here. No. Shh, shh, shh. Come on. Hermes, come here. Now. Shh. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's about forward momentum, right? With this Egyptian guy here on the chariot and the horses pulling him in this kind of race or competition, right? And all these people in Egypt coming out to support him and cheers him along, okay? But it's a very nice complementary energy. You could also speak of some type of celebratory energy, but support is all around you here, Leo, or around the other person that you're dealing with, or multiple people, general environment situation. But it is for momentum, like I said, okay? So that's really nice energy too. And it's following that Six of Sacred Circles we just talked about too. And then here we have in the middle of next week, perhaps for some, a little bit of that second blockage I mentioned before, okay, with the Nine of Staves in the reverse position. But wait, I spoke too soon. Actually, at first it looks like a blockage, but and it may be for some, right, since it's general reading, but I actually don't see it as a blockage because of the following cards here and because of um, the, the cards that Spirit wanted me to talk about it in relation to it within the top and the bottom of your other deck. Okay, so again, talking about way back past energy impacting why this card, perhaps is shown up. Okay. So the reason why I say it may not be a blockage or challenge for some is because of the card following it. We'll talk about it in a minute. But the Nine of Staves or Nine of Wands normally could be a rite of passage energy, taking a break from some type of spiritual journey or rite of passage or competition or leveling up, right? Since it's nine, okay. Almost being on the ending kind of energy of something, a new beginning energy of something else, right? But it is reversed too. And so here for me, it seems and it felt like because of the following card that comes after it, we have the Death card, okay? So I'm just going to show it to you for a second. But, it's like here we have, and I want to show it to you right side up if you're watching, if you can see this African man here, Hermes. And he is kind of crouched down in the field, right? And he's doing some type of rite of passage. But here he's looking really tired and he almost wants to give up. And that's the exhaustion type energy I was kind of referring to before. So when it was in reverse here for you, Leo, I see it as not actually a blockage because the Death card follows it. It's like now you're coming out of that exhausted energy of wanting to give up. And perhaps, now you're ready to level up in some way, and now you're ready for that new beginning with the Death card. But we'll talk further about the Death card a little bit. First, I want to kind of show also why this Nine of Staves is in reverse here for you as well, with what was on the top and the bottom of your other deck, okay? So this is, again, way back past energies, but what we have is the Hierophant in reverse and the Princess of Staves in the right side up position here, okay? And so this could be saying here, Leo, that in the way back past, there was someone perhaps that you used to look up to, a spiritual guru, teacher, mentor, okay, or actually was a teacher or mentor, or you were in some type of leadership role where others looked up to you, but perhaps in the way back past, you weren't feeling all the way like a leader, or you lost faith with another leader yourself in some way. Okay, or also the Hierophant has to do with schools and school-like institutions. Okay, so that energy is also present. But then when we talk about it, you know, in relation with the Nine of Staves in reverse, here you have the Princess of Staves in the right side up position. So this Hierophant in reverse could have been a catalyst card in the recent past, that because you lost faith in a teacher, priest, spiritual guru, mentor, or because you lost faith in your own leadership qualities, then it became a catalyst for you to be like, okay, I'm going to learn something new, right? Because she's the princess, not the queen. I'm going to work on my confidence. I'm also going to surround myself with those that are loyal to me, and I'm loyal to them, with the dog here in the bottom of the card. Okay, so that could also be a catalyst card. This one right here, the Princess of Staves, right side up, for the Nine of Staves in reverse. So remember how I said it's not actually a blockage or challenge, it's more of a good thing, because following it comes the Death card, right? So it's like, okay, because in the way back past here, in some way, Leo, you felt that loyalty from others and others felt it from you, and you were open to learning something new, that then you became more ready for this next stage, this leveling up in some way. You came out of that exhausted energy, and here you're starting to begin with the Death card, that new beginnings. Okay, so let me put these down for a second. So yeah, the Death card is nothing to be scared about if you're not familiar with tarot, but it's all about the clearing away of the old to make room for the new. Okay, it's more of a metaphor, right? And so here we see this child kind of playing with a skull, right? It's a little dark imagery there, right? And then we see kind of the Death ferryman in the background that takes you to the land of the dead. Okay, but there's also the water, right? He's on a ship, a boat, right, on the water. So the water represents emotions. So it could be here for some people. And also we have the owl at the top, right, representing the wisdom. Okay, so when we talk about emotions, it could be that somebody is emotionally stopping some type of cycle, and they're saying, okay, I'm going to use my wisdom and my intuition, or other people's wisdom and intuition as well, to start a new kind of emotional journey, or cycle, or phase, or way of doing something here. But it is really nice energy, right? It has some of that Scorpio energy here as well. Okay. And also, when this card shows up, as far as the astrology during this time period, you know, this is around, you know, February, we'll just say, let's say an example, February 14th through the 17th and beyond. So on February 16th, we do have a full moon, okay? But also, on the full moon is on the 16th, right? But the end of Mercury retrograde, even though it happens on February 3rd, the shadow period, we're not completely out of the shadow period until about February 23rd. So for some of you guys, you could be starting this new beginning, this new cycle, this endings and new beginnings a little bit before we're completely out of the shadow of Mercury retrograde. But you're starting this process here, Leo, or someone else's, or multiple people, general environment situation. Okay, so I did want to mention that real quickly. So now, with all that being said, let's get into your tarot confirmation cards here, Leo. So I'll go ahead and call them out in order, and then we'll start with the first one. All right. So what we have here for you is the keep wanting to say the Hierophant, but it's not the card that shows. That's not what we're talking about. It's the Hermit, which I think Cancer had, not in this position, but they had some Hermit energy as well, some of that Virgo energy. So anyway, your first confirmation tarot card is the Hermit. Did it again. No, I said it right. The Hermit, yes. The Hermit in the right side up position. Your second tarot confirmation card is the Queen of Swords in the right side up position. Your third tarot confirmation card is the King of Pentacles in the right side up position. And your fourth tarot confirmation card is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so let me just get a sip of coffee here, guys. 1 second. Okay, so yes, these first two tarot confirmation cards are energy from the recent past, and it's going to confirm this row going vertically down. And then the last two tarot confirmation cards are more future current energies that will be confirming, this last vertical row down here. Okay, so it looks like in the recent past here, Leo, somebody was using their inner guidance system. They're using their intuition more because I always associate the Hermit card, with this similar energy, if you're familiar with the tarot, of the High Priestess. So intuition, inner guidance system, right? And here we see this woman, and she is holding the lantern, the light. Okay, sometimes it's a man, sometimes it's a woman, but it's just a symbol. Okay, so it's also about going inward and having this introspection. Okay, because there's usually nobody else in the card, so you're off on your own, whether it's physically in the 3D world or also, or maybe just part of the mental spiritual world. It's like going off alone to figure out something on your own, whether this is you here, Leo, or the person you're dealing with, or your general environment situation. But this is energy from the recent past. Okay, but it's coming in here and it's confirming the Eight of Sacred Circles, right side up, the Queen of Cups, right side up, and the Six of Staves, right side up. Okay, so as excuse me, you may know, or you've certainly probably dealt with at some point, right? Because you're watching a tarot video here, is that so sorry guys, 1 second. Wow. Is that the more that you know yourself, right? The more that you trust your own intuition, that you become more abundant, and you're able to move forward and know yourself and know your maybe possible weaknesses or challenges. Okay, so it looks like that hermit like energy from the recent past was a catalyst for all these three really positive cards that it's confirming, right? Since it's confirming the Eight of Pentacles or Eight of Sacred Circles down here, right, of being very productive, putting in long hours and hard work into something, learning a new skill or craft here is because of that hermit like energy of going within. And then also the same thing here with the Queen of Cups in the right side up position. The only way we can know our emotions, and that's what the cups represent in tarot, is by going within, okay, and using our inner light, our inner guidance system, and our intuition. So then we can set, emotional priorities, emotional boundaries, but also know what makes us happy, emotionally content, and fulfilled, okay? And then obviously here too, we have with the let me do like that, the Six of Staves in the right side up position. It's like then we can have even more support around us and enjoy celebrations as they come up, because we have our support system, whether it's friends, family, mental health care worker, romantic lover, or all of those things, right? Or just one or two, right? Whatever it is for you. But they can support us, right? So we can move forward and have forward momentum because of all this new growth and change, okay? Now going forward, let me just put these back here for a second. I also wanted to mention that in the beginning, I made a little bit of a boo-boo as far as the other, it's not a huge boo-boo, as far as what other tarot, what other zodiac signs were showing up here in your tarot reading. Okay, so I originally said it was Virgo, that hermit energy we just talked about. And then also with the death card showing up that we talked about earlier, that's that Scorpio energy. Well, I did forget to count the Hierophant energy. So Hierophant is Taurus energy. So again, you could be dealing with a Virgo, Scorpio, or Taurus, or you have a lot of Virgo, Scorpio, Taurus in your chart, or they do, or multiple people do, or it's in the general environment situation. So actually, as far as astrology here for this time period, I think we really only have one Taurus situation here. We have no Virgo, we have no Scorpio. Okay. So if it's not um, about you dealing with an actual Taurus, right? Or you having a lot of Taurus in your chart, or they do, since it was in the way back past energy, um, and I'm just talking about this current astrology for this time period from January 17th to February 17th. We did have on January 18th, okay, and that would have been this first row here, or even further back past Taurus energy. We have the North Node left Gemini and then went into the North Node of Taurus back on January 18th, okay? So that could have something to do here with this Taurus energy showing up as well. But again, it will be different for everybody. All right. So let me just put that away. And then, where were we? Yes, we were about to talk about your second tarot confirmation card here, which is, again, energy from the recent past. And it's going to confirm this middle row here, vertical row going down, okay? It is the Queen of Swords in the right side up position. Okay, so here we have this woman, right, who is a queen, and she is a position of high authority, right? She has responsibilities over others and power over others, okay, and is supported. But you do see a little bit of the ocean in the background. So, the Queen of Swords, some people say, can be as a metaphor, right? That she is very cold and calculating, but she uses her intellect. She knows her emotions are there. They're like in the background, just like the ocean, because it's water. But she relies more on her emotions. No, she relies more on her intellectual, logical brain side than necessarily her heart side. Okay, so that is one kind of downside to this card, but it depends on how you look at it. Okay, of course, but she is supported. She's sitting on her throne. Again, she's got power over others. People come up to her for advice and favors and all of those things. Okay, but it is a royalty energy, and she also she looks like she has this kind of confidence to her, right? She's almost just leaning back in a certain way against her throne, right? Like she's not in any type of scared or worried energy, I would say, okay? And this is energy from the recent past here that we're talking about, but it is confirming the Nine of Sacred Circles right side up, the Four of Staves in reverse, and the Nine of Staves in reverse here. Okay, so this is saying here, Leo, that in the recent past, this Queen of Swords energy here in the right side of position made it possible for somebody's skill, determination, and focus and for momentum and abundance to show up here with the Nine of Sacred Circles or Nine of Pentacles right side up. Okay, it gave birth to that energy to come further through. And also with the Nine of Sacred Circles or Pentacles, it also was like right on the stage that first week of January 17th through January 31st to start to get ready for some type of new beginning and endings energy that we kind of don't see until the death card shows up at the end, like we mentioned before, maybe more of the middle of January or even not January, the middle of February or even third week of February for that change to finally come through. Okay, but now we're also talking about the Queen of Swords is coming in here and confirming the Four of Staves in the reverse position. All right, so, when I said before that if this was a union card for some and there was a lacking of vulnerability or relaxed energy or a celebration put on hold, it could be because this energy of the Queen of Swords from the recent past, where she doesn't show her emotions to everybody, right? She's can be seen as cold and calculating, right? Her emotions are all the way back there. She'd rather rely on her intellect, okay? The logical brain. So it could be that that's why, and this is recent past energy, and this is more future current energies. And that second week, the week we're in now, February 1st through February 9th or so, okay, could be why that we have another explanation of why this card is in the reverse position, because somebody maybe isn't quite ready to know that they can share their emotions and share their vulnerability and share that relaxed energy. Because again, being the Queen of Swords, she only shares it for a very small, select group of people. She kind of wands in reverse. And so remember, I said this wasn't necessarily a blockage because following it is the Death card, but it is, now somebody's ready to want to level up in some way in a relationship, with a job, with friends or family, or with some type of self-love, if that's something you're working on, whatever it may be, creative project, etc. And it could be that, this logical brain, again, is helping you or the other person or multiple people, general environment situation here, Leo, tell you that, okay, it's logical, excuse me, it's logical for you to level up in this way, and it's logical for things to change and evolve and die and make room for the new. It's only logical, okay? And it's saying put your emotions just further back, right? They're still there. You acknowledge that they're there, but maybe you can't show it to everybody, so you can make this ending a new beginning and change. Okay. All right, now moving forward, let's talk about your last two confirmation cards here, over here, and it's confirming this third row going down vertically, right? And these two are more future current energies. The other two are recent past, okay? So here we have another king, all right, and it is the King of Pentacles in the right side up position. Talk about a lot of abundance and forward momentum here, okay? A lot of fiery energy, and we also see another, I can't tell if it's a bull or it looks like a bull. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a bull. So we could say there's a little bit of Taurus energy here in this card as well, second kind of Taurus imagery or energy. But yeah, it's. I was trying to make sure it's not a ram, but it looks like a bull. You can see that there, right there. It's twice. There's one at the top too. It looks like a young bull here, and then here looks like a more mature bull. Okay. So just interesting note. But yeah, this card speaks of abundance, right? It's the King of Pentacles, the ultimate, right? It is, again, somebody in a position of power or high authority. He's standing at his throne, but at any time he can sit back and lean on it and have his support system, whatever that may be, friends, family, romantic partner, healthcare worker, etc. Okay, but it is for momentum, positive energy and abundance, money, wealth. Abundance can also be whatever you're trying to manifest in your life, okay? But it's coming in here and it's confirming the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Six of Sacred Circles right side up, and the Death card in the right side up position. Okay, so this King of Pentacles energy is coming in and saying, yes, the more that you let go here, Leo, of any anxiety, worry, overthinking in the past, the more that the other person lets that go and continues to let that go, and let go the exhaustion or lower vibrational frequencies, then you can become more abundant. You can have more wealth and money and manifest whatever it is you want to manifest in your life, and you can have that support system. Okay, so let some of that worries go, right? And then also when we talk about the King of Pentacles, yes, right on the bell there, with the Six of Sacred Circles, you can have more balance in your life, right? You can have a more equal give and take with someone. You can have generosity and thankful energy and pay it forward to others. Right, with that charity kind of energy, not just giving back money, but giving back your time and energy, or teaching someone a skill or crafts, or that you already know, or helping someone with something that they can't do on their own, like an elderly person, as an example. Okay, you can have that the more you step into also your power, right? He's standing up, he's in his power, and he is a king, right? He's taking on his role very seriously. And maybe this Taurus-like energy that's in the background of this card too. When we think of Taurus energy, they're an earth sign, right? They're very grounded, right? They take care of their mind, body, spirit connection. as an example. I mean, of course, not everybody all the time, but just as an example, they're earth energy. But Tauruses and bulls, right, have this energy of going at it alone, and being very strong, right? Being like a bull charging forward ahead, okay? And so that is definitely some energy here as well. Now, when it comes in here and it confirms your last card, the death card in the right side up position, yes, charge forward ahead, go to these new beginnings and endings, the endings first and then the new beginnings. All right. So, you can do this, and you can have, again, your emotions there, but not center stage, right? And you have your support system around you, and then you have that fiery energy around you and the abundance around you and wealth and money and all those things to go ahead and make some really good changes, right? And the death card can be big change, it can be a small change, but it feels more big because remember we had the Nine of Staves in reverse, and now it could be a leveling up for some, not everybody, right? Of leveling up in a relationship and a job and a work partnership and a project, etc. Now your last, very, very last, since I know we're almost, well, we're not doing too bad, 52 minutes or so, 51. We have your last tarot card is the Five of Pentacles in the reverse position. And this is, again, more future current energies here. But this is how you want to see this card, okay? Because if it's right side up, this guy is out in the cold, right? You see kind of this beggar, homeless-like figure, and he's in the snow and the cold outside in front of this church, right? And so it's just this kind of giving up energy, and also a little bit of similar energy too, as far as the bull, the Taurus energy wanting to go it alone. When the Five of Pentacles is right side up, it is like the only person I can rely on is myself. But it was in reverse for you, so that's how you want to see that. So it's like, okay, I know I can rely on myself, but now I also know that I can have a support system and rely on others as well, right? So that is really nice. And it's also like you're not giving up, you're getting this renewed sense of hope or inspiration for the future here, Leo, with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And maybe this is happening, more towards the middle of February, or even the end of February, or even to March, right? Depends, all right, it'll be different for everybody. But again, this Five of Pentacles is in reverse, is coming in here and confirming the same cards we just did, right? But the Ten of Swords in reverse, and the Six of Sacred Circles, and the Death card. So here we go, right? So now that you here, Leo, or the person you're dealing with, or multiple people, general environment situation, is able to have this renewed sense of hope and inspiration, and now they're ready to rely more on others, then that, is why you can let go of some of this anxiety, worry, overthinking, exhaustion energy with the Ten of Swords in reverse, right? And the reason why you're able to continue to let that go is because of this newfound hope and inspiration for the future and relying on others. Okay. Now, also with the Six of Pentacles, Six of Sacred Circles over here, it's like, yes, the more that you or the other person, okay, is able to find that renewed sense of hope and inspiration and rely on others, then you can give back to others. Then you can give back money, charity, or your time and energy, or helping an elderly person, etc., as an example. Okay. And the more also you can step into this endings and new beginnings and change, whether it's big or small change, is because now you have this renewed sense of hope and inspiration for the future, and you can rely on others, and you have your support system to help you through these changes, right? That's a big deal, right? When you're going through a lot of changes, you want to make sure that you do have some friends and family, or people online, or a romantic partner, or all of those things, a mental health care worker to help you through it. All right, so that was what we have for you here, Leo, as far as your tarot cards. But real quickly, too, before you go, if you're interested, we have two little oracle cards here for you as well. So your first one is your love oracle message, whether you're watching for romantic love or platonic love with friends or family, or self-love, or all the above, right? The love oracle message for this time period is free yourself. And we see this kind of unicorn-like figure inside a cage, okay? And it says it's time to take back control of your life, all right? So free yourself in a romantic relationship. If somebody is being too controlling, take back your power in some way. If it's with friends or family, same thing. If someone's being too controlling, you got to take back your power. And if we talk about this for yourself as far as self love, right, it's time to take back control of your life and really making your self care a priority, or self care rituals or time for yourself, all those things a priority too. And that will make you feel more freeing, okay? So take it how it resonates for you if it does, and it may this is a love oracle message for this time period or even beyond or in the past, okay? But it's definitely positive, and I like it here for you, Leo. Okay, now your last oracle message here. This is from the Rumi or Remy, depending on how you pronounce it, oracle deck by Elena Fairchild. So Rumi or Remy is one of my favorite poets. He's a 13th century Persian poet, okay? And so your Rumi or Remy oracle card for this time period here, Leo, excuse me, is card number 40, and it's blessings of Al-Kahim, all right? And here we see this kind of, I think all the cards are pretty abstract in this oracle deck, but it's beautiful. All right, so I'll read a little bit here. It's not too long, of a little bit of his poetry and then a little prayer if you want to do that with this card, okay? So it says, blessings of Kahim. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. It says, sorry, my glasses. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinion. Bewilderment is vision. The gift of wisdom, the blessings of Al-Kahim, gurps up from your heart. Her blessing is invoked by life, like the laughter of a babe joyfully responding to the playful tickle of the mother's hand. Wisdom can make divine sense of anything, especially of that where logic is blinded. How I revere the blessing of Al-Kahim of wisdom, for she is precious and welcome to me now and always, the dear friend who brings me such peace. Okay, so it says, a blessing of divine wisdom of Al-Kahim is being mustered into your soul, watched over by Rumi Remy himself. This is soul medicine. It is spiritual gift of healing, prophecy, insight, and the capacity to surrender any impatient claim for what you cannot yet have. As you receive this gift, this blessing, which happens at a soul level, your attitude to life becomes more curious, open, still, and receptive. All right, I'm not going to read all of that, but you can always look it up too if you get more into it. But here is the little prayer that goes along with this card. All right. And it says you have to say this aloud, or you can just listen to whatever, whatever works for you. It says, I call on the divine presence that loves me unconditionally, and I surrender into your wisdom. Bless me now with the ability to accept your grace, your bounty, and your gift of my life and all its mystery. Help me learn and grow that I may realize the love that lies within all, including my own being. May I dwell in the loving mystery of sacred compassion. May I call upon the wisdom of the ancient ones, those who love me unconditionally and know truth. May your power and knowledge calm my mind and ignite my spirit, so that I may be one with love, empowered in peace and purpose. So be it. All right. So that's beautiful. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, it's interesting. It talked about at some point in the poem, I think it was, um, talking about patience. Oh, not the poem, the little explanation. It says, where was it? This is soul medicine. It is a spiritual gift of healing, prophecy, insight, and capacity to surrender any impatient claim for what you cannot yet have. Yeah, I mean, if you think about soul medicine, okay, definitely the Hermit card, right? Using your intuition, your inner guidance system, going within, okay, getting some answers, and the slowing down of energy we talked about before with the Hermit card. There's no one else here in the card, right? She's by herself. So the slowing down of energy is not a go, go, go card. You have, oh my gosh, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 out of 9 go, go, go cards, okay? 7, 8, 9, if you count 9 out of the whole reading here, okay? So it's nice to slow down a little bit, definitely, and not be so impatient because it is coming here, Leo. All right. But that is your reading. Hopefully, you got something from it. And if you like this video, feel free to like it. It does let me know you like the video and the content, but also it tells YouTube's algorithm that you like the video so it can be shared more with others. And thank you for your shares too. if you physically email someone or put it on their page or what have you, whatever. And also thank you for those who have already subscribed. It is free and it does help my channel as well. So again, if you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, you just have to click on the bell icon on the bottom right and make sure it's blue and it's active. I don't know what my necklace is doing here. What else? But yeah, I think that's it. So I am going to take a little bit of a break and then hopefully we will be back with Virgo next. Okay. So you guys take care and I will see you later. All right. Bye.